Hello all and welcome to this network's flagship show, Drop In with the Dropstep. I am your host Rashad, and today I will take you on a 12-minute journey throughout the NBA this past week and tell you everything you need to know. The W is expanding its domain. It was announced on October 5th that the Golden State Warriors franchise has been awarded the WNBA's 13th team. The expansion organization will start play in the 2025 season and will play their home games at Chase Center in San Francisco, the same arena that the Warriors play in. With the recent rise in viewership, attendance, and merch sales, many around the league felt it was time for the W to expand. In even more NBA trade news, I'm sure you all know, but Jrue Holiday was traded to the Boston Celtics for Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and 2 first-round picks. The move now gives the Celtics a potential starting 5 of Jrue Holiday at the 1, Derek Brown at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4, and Kristaps Porzingis at the 5. This lineup, as you noticed, is comprised of 4 All-Stars and 2 All-Defensive guards, creating the league's latest super team. Now, the business side of this league left a bit of a bittersweet feeling in Jrue's mouth. Only one day after saying he wanted to be a Buck for life, this trade was pushed through. However, despite that statement, Jrue says he knows that Boston is a place he knows he can win, and that he's also had hopes of being in Boston, if not Milwaukee.
I feel like coming here is definitely my best chance of winning and being able to help the guys here that have made big moves and done great things in this league. So I'm here to really just help step up that game and become a champion. So it has been a whirlwind. Everybody here has been so gracious and graceful. Everybody's tried to tell me where to live and find out what neighborhood to be in and how close everything is. And that's just off the court, which I super appreciate because I'm all about family and my family is the most important thing to me. But basketball-wise, all the guys have embraced me, all the coaches. Right when I got traded, Joe was the first person sending me clips and what to do on pick and roll defense or how to run the offense and things like that. So it's been very, very welcoming and really just glad to be here, a part of this championship caliber group. And not only that, what this stands for.
The NBA preseason started on October 5th as the Mavs and Wolves faced off in Abu Dhabi. There was plenty of rust to be expected, but the Wolves came out scorching, jumping out to an early 19-3 lead and never looked back. Minnesota walked away winners by a score of 111-99. Luka Doncic put on a solo show for the Mavericks, scoring 25 points in his 17 minutes of action, and Karl Anthony Towns put up 20 for Minnesota. The second and third preseason games were played Saturday between the Mavs and Wolves again, and the Lakers and Warriors. The Wolves got win number 2 over the Mavs. This time, Naz Reid had 14 points off the bench, with Cat chipping in 14 as well. On the other side, Jaden Hardy broke out for 22 points for the Dallas Mavericks. And over in California, the Warriors rolled over the Lakers by a score of 125-108. AD, D'Lo, and Max Christie each dropped 15 points and 2 threes made. For the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga broke out for 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks in what was a stellar all-around performance. Taking a look ahead at the upcoming preseason games this week, one of which is the Suns and Pistons tipping off at 6 p.m. Eastern. Asar Thompson, a top 5 pick in the draft, will be making his preseason debut for the Pistons, while fans will potentially get to see the new Big 3 for the Phoenix Suns. Looking ahead, we've got the Spurs at the Thunder on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is projected to be Victor Wembanyama's first preseason action, barring any setbacks. The Mavs will also face off against Luka's old squad, Real Madrid, on Tuesday, and as well as the defending champion Nuggets starting their play later that night against the Suns. It is a packed first week of preseason hoops for all to enjoy. Be sure you check the NBA site for where you can watch your favorite teams. Now, we've mentioned the Mavs a lot so far, and I felt it appropriate to give some thoughts on the prospect of their season, mainly because I think they have one of the most make or break seasons coming up for any playoff contender.
I'm a little worried about the Dallas Mavericks in this season. I think that they have a roster right now that isn't really set up for anything. And it's hard to look at their compilation of names and really I think, be confident in what they're going to be putting out in terms of, status as a playoff contender. If you're like looking at the ages of this group, right? Like Luka's 24 years old, Josh Green is 22, Max is 21, Grant Williams is 24. Like, are we thinking too much about what the Mavericks should be at this point? Because it now looks like a team that is almost sort of rebuilding while trying to win at the same time. And I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's a formula for success. I think that when you have guys like Derek Lively and Max that you draft and want to play really early on in the preseason to see how they're going to fare, you're sending a message to a lot of teams like, okay, this team ain't going to really be serious. Like, we don't got to worry about them in a championship or deep playoff run context. This is just another team in the league. And I think when you have Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, that shouldn't be the case. But I think it is. And if the Mavs are going in the direction of trying to make a deep playoff run with this roster to start the season, they're putting a lot of pressure on their young guys. A lot of pressure on Max and a lot of pressure on Derek Lively to play ahead of progression, right? This is something I think will happen with the Denver Nuggets this season as well with Christian Brown and Peyton Watson. But I think just with the names on the roster and the moves they've made this offseason, like, they're looking at the young guys to fill in these very specific slots. I think pretty huge slots, honestly. They got really lucky with Luka, right? And the roster building from that point on just hasn't been what it needs to be. I think if this is a team that wants to be serious in their championship aspirations and their playoff aspirations, they've kind of got to make the move now. They've got to be like, all right, do we know we have Luka for the next amount of years, right? We know the Supermax extension, all that stuff. Do we know he wants to be here for a while if the rosters we keep building aren't ones that are conducive to winning? Luka with an ideal roster is a Western Conference Finals appearance. We saw it in 2021 when they went up against the Phoenix Suns in the second round, beat them in 7, and then went on to face the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And if you're looking at the construction of that roster, it's pretty similar to what it is right now, but in effectiveness, it's very different. In the 2021-22 season, you had those reliable switch favoring 3-and-D wings. You had the DFSs, the Josh Greens, the Reggie Bullocks. You had the secondary ball handler and scoring options in the Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie. You had the lob targets with Dwight Powell, who was good at that point, and Maxi Kleber, who was healthy. You look ahead to now, just the on-paper construction of this Dallas Mavericks roster heading into this 2024 season, you've still got the switch-favoring wings. You've got the Grant Williams now who you picked up. You still got Josh Green, who has gotten better. You have a new and improved secondary ball handler in Kyrie Irving. And you've still got your lob targets. You add Derek Lively. You add Derek Jones Jr. who can go over top. You still got Dwight Powell, who, even though he is regressing in a lot of different areas, can still go up and catch a lob. So you're looking at these rosters and like, okay, archetype-wise, they're very similar. The problem is that you lost a lot of established production. Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jalen Brunson were in the top 5 most important pieces when it came to that Western Conference Finals run. In that year that they did make the Western Conference Finals, they were ranked number 7 in defense while still ranking bottom 5 in steals and blocks. So you know they were playing straight up good team basketball defense. Move ahead to this last season, they're 3rd in 3-pointers made. Their 2nd fewest turnovers per game in the league, but they're ranked number 25 in defense. And you see just how big a gap a defensive lap creates between a successful season and a season where you miss the playoffs. I hope they figure it out because I do want to see this team succeed. I want to see Kyrie. I want to see Luka Doncic succeed. Like, I want these guys to get somewhere. I want to see good basketball coming out of Dallas. This year might be a little funky, but we'll see. I'm still going to watch. So, hey, Maxi Kleber's healthy. They got Grant Williams. They got Derek Lively, who's an exciting center. There's something to watch with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm just not sure if we should be expecting them to win this season. Let me know your thoughts.
The NBA's reigning MVP Joel Embiid has committed to playing for Team USA in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Embiid delivered his decision to Grant Hill in person while in Colorado for the Sixers training camp. It was a close decision between 3 different countries: Cameroon, where Embiid was born, France, where he holds citizenship, and the United States. Ultimately, Embiid chose the US, citing his son as a big influence in his decision. And in an explainer tweet, Embiid says, quote, "I'm really proud and excited about this decision. It was not easy. I am blessed to call Cameroon, France, and the USA home. After talking to my family, I knew it had to be Team USA. I want to play with my brothers in the league. I want to play for my fans because they were incredible since the day I came here. I want to honor my son, who was born in the US. I want my boy to know I played my first Olympics for him. Joel Embiid joins a star-studded list of NBA players that have also either committed to playing for Team USA in 2024 or will commit if asked to play for the squad. Such names include LeBron James, who has spearheaded a lot of the recruiting efforts for the team, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant, and a few others so far. Moving over to the WNBA, today marks Game 1 of the W Finals, and it is going to be a good matchup. The Las Vegas Aces, making their third finals appearance in 4 years, will take on the New York Liberty. These two teams have faced off 5 times this season already, with the Liberty holding the edge 3-2. And each game was decided by double digits, with the exception of the last regular season game ending 94-85, so barely not double digits. The Aces are looking for their second straight championship, spearheaded by Asia Wilson and the league's best offense. And the Liberty, led by league MVP Breanna Stewart, are looking for the franchise's first ever championship. It will be a heavyweight matchup between the league's two best teams, with Game 1 starting tonight at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Taking a look ahead at the channel this week, we've got a few videos hopefully dropping. The Western Conference Role Player Appreciation video is supposed to be out this week, but may not because of real-life scheduling. There will be a reaction to the Nuggets' first preseason game, our first piece of analysis for the NBA season, and there will be a special panel episode where we play a game of Would You Rather NBA Edition. That should be a lot of fun and will definitely be out this week. That'll do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for those who made it all the way through. I will see you throughout the week in the comment section and next Sunday for more drop-in episodes. So have a great day. Peace out.